We just got a brand new TV spot of Nope from Jordan Peele. Let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie? Name it.
We'll tear your soul apart.
Well, I'm Pennywise the dancing now.
Oh, blood on the beast!
God, don't do that.
But sometimes dead is better.
Hey everybody, what's up? KillJoy Jake here, and instead of having friends, I have horror movies. Today we're talking a little bit about Jordan Peele's Nope, coming to us on July 22nd, that is if it doesn't get delayed. That's a whole other can of worms, but today we're talking specifically about the TV spots that just came out last night during the NBA Finals. Now before we get into this, if you're new here, please make sure to subscribe, because then you get notifications on every kind of horror movie you're excited for that's up and coming. That would be kind of cool. But getting into this, during the first game of the NBA Finals last night, which by the way, go Celtics, as a big Cleveland fan, I just cannot get behind the Warriors. So sorry, go Celtics. The TV spot is mostly made up of clips from the trailer. Not a whole lot is new in this TV spot, but there's a few things I want to talk about, including a shot of the UFO, which we'll get to later on in this video. But first and foremost, we have to talk about a few other little poignant bits of dialogue, scenes, and all that I kind of want to talk about. There's really not too much, but a few things that I found really interesting. We have Keke Palmer's character on the phone calling somebody, saying there's something out here, specifically. Now, this could be calling maybe Brandon Perea's character. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that last name right. Perrier? Maybe like the water, like the Perrier water, you know, it's all fancy and all that. I don't fucking know. What do I know? I'm just some guy who talks about horror movies on the internet. I'm not supposed to be able to pronounce things correctly. That's too hard. Maybe she's calling this character as well as Michael Wincott's character, who I've speculated in the past, maybe in this video up here, that he could possibly be this alien hunter or some kind of like conspiracy guy, because when we see him in the trailer first, we saw him with like this metal helmet on, and he's like riding this like motorcycle and all this. He's pointing this like weird contraption out into the distance. Something's going on with this guy. This is clearly like someone who knows maybe a little more about the UFOs or like something along those lines. If you want to watch me talk a little more about that, I got a whole video up here for it, so make sure to check that out. Now, what's interesting about both of those characters that I just mentioned is that that's the other new thing about the TV spot. We get another shot of Brandon Perrier, Brandon Prison, you know, that's his name. Now, sitting in their living room with Keke Palmer, and like literally one of the only lines of dialogue besides that Keke Palmer's line is nope, not gonna happen. We see him sitting in the living room of the Haywood Ranch next to Keke Palmer's character, and it looks like they're conversing. Maybe they're talking a little bit about like, what do we do about this thing? What is this? We can't really call the police about a UFO, you know, so they obviously have to start like contacting outside sources, getting some information from other people. And now the other new scene we get, of course, is the UFO freaking flying after Daniel Kaluuya's character, and Michael Wincott's character gets sucked up into it, which is crazy. We actually see his body like flying around in like the loop and all that. It looks really disturbing and painful. So it's almost like this ship like eats living things, like human beings, horses, sucks them up and then just like sprays all the blood out. I can see some really terrifying sequences coming where this UFO is just picking up animals and people, sucking them up into the spaceship and spitting out all the blood, like all the things that it doesn't want for whatever reason. I don't know, something along those lines could be really disturbing. We already know that the entire Haywood Ranch is going to get like covered in blood. That's like when it just starts raining down from the UFO, which, man, I cannot wait for that scene. That sounds really terrifying. And hopefully they play some Slayer too. Raining blood! So is this confirmation that aliens will be in Nope? That's what the whole film is about. Well, technically, this does not confirm that. Even though, yes, we've technically seen a gray alien walking around in the trailer. We kind of just see the top of its head. And then we also see like this really gross looking like fist or something that's like bumping somebody. I would say that like, yeah, it's probably confirmation, but also we don't know who's manning the spaceship. The other thing we can take from this is that we've seen a few things from the trailer that would be indicators that the government has some kind of involvement. So it's not gonna be just like a straight up movie where it's like, oh yeah, aliens are coming to invade Earth, because why would it be taking place in the middle of California somewhere? I think if this was an alien invasion movie about the aliens coming to Earth and taking over the human race, we'd have a different setting. It wouldn't necessarily be taking taking place here. There's a whole different story going on here that I feel like is much deeper than just the idea of aliens coming to Earth and taking over. It's maybe a little deeper than that. I'm actually starting to think that maybe the alien spaceship was from like Area 51 or something along those lines. These are aliens who have been there for a long time and have finally escaped. Maybe the government is going after them and somehow they made it here to the Haywood Ranch and they're picking up horses, they're picking up people and eating them. They just start terrorizing this little small town, which I think could be a really interesting and crazy concept, opposed to the typical alien story where it's just them flying in from outer space and taking over, Mars attacks, that kind of thing, you know? I would like to see something different, especially from Jordan Peele, who has been a mastermind when it comes to taking on different like ideas from the horror genre and reinventing them in a new modern sense. There's been a lot of rumors about Nope that like maybe it's kind of just like same old, like it's very similar to like Signs I've heard and like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That's been a big rumor from like some of these test screenings that apparently happened, but I don't know if that's necessarily true or not. I don't think Jordan Peele would make a movie that doesn't have social commentary, that doesn't have some kind of high concept opposed to like something where it's just really simplistic alien story of like a doomsday plot, something like that. I really don't think that's what this movie's gonna be. Like, it's gonna be bigger than that. Also, bigger than that, but with a smaller, more contained story, which is what I'm really excited for. It's what I really appreciated about Us, which if you look at it at the surface, like, yeah, it's kind of just like a home invasion movie, but like then it becomes something really bigger about like the whole doppelgangers being underground, being created by the government, and then they also take over all of continental United States. That's awesome. So I'm hoping this is a story similar to that, where it's kind of like a smaller story at first, that's what you think at least, but as the plot goes on, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're like, oh my god, the whole world is at stake here. I love plots like that. I love horror movies that do that. Another really good example is Cabin in the Woods, that starts off just like your typical horror movie, you know, it's just a bunch of dumb kids go into a cabin for the weekend, probably to bone or whatever, and then they all get killed and they find out, like, oh my god, like this runs a lot deeper than we thought, if you've ever seen Cabin in the Woods. So it's something, I love stories like that. I love horror movies that do that. We've seen a lot of them more recently, and hopefully Nope is something similar to that. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for Nope? Is this TV spot pretty damn cool, or did you absolutely hate it? Were you hoping Nope was not going to be about aliens or UFOs at this point? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this new Nope update. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content. Hopefully we have a whole full-ass second trailer to talk about sometime, but also maybe not. Maybe this is what they were talking about. Because don't forget, Monkey Paw Productions put on their Twitter and their Instagram pages that a second trailer is coming soon. Keep your eyes peeled. I know this is like the end of the video, but like still, is this the second trailer? Like, is this what they were talking about? It's pretty quick and doesn't show a whole lot of new stuff. So if this is it though, I'm kind of okay with that one. Okay, I'm gonna go on a side tangent. I'm just gonna keep talking if I go on this. Hopefully we get a second trailer soon. If you want to support this channel further, you can become a Patreon supporter or even a channel member by clicking on that join button on my page. I would greatly appreciate it, and it really keeps this channel alive. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.